For Reaper Metal Productions, I am Adam of Unbaptized Records, here to make a mini video for you. I'm not going to do these planned, they'll be sporadic, but I feel like it's kind of a nice thing to do. I do this on my Instagram, so if you follow me at Difficult Following, you'll see every once in a while I do what's called cartoons. So it's sort of like a what's in my bag, but in this case it's what's in my car with me. So right now I have a huge stack of CDs that I'm going through slowly, listening to. These are mostly recent purchases. I try to do this with either things I just bought or CDs I haven't listened to in a while. So I just stack them up, listen to them, and bring them back inside. So today I have about 15 CDs, and I'll go through them real quick. So right now on top of the list, currently in the player, is Obituary, Slowly We Rot. I just picked this up from Hell's Headbangers. For whatever reason, I'd never listened to it before. I know it's a debut album by a really popular band that I've obviously known about for a long time, seen 4 times live. I just never got to listen to them, at least not their first album. I like their second album and their newest one, and I just never liked John Tardy's Tasmanian Devil vocals too much, but I'm giving it a listen now, and it's not terrible, so definitely worth a listen. Obviously, it's a band and album everyone else is familiar with. I'm just really slow on them, so, you know, cut me some slack. Next is the 2024 release by Cardiac Arrest. It's their newest album called The Stench of Eternity. Also picked this up from Hell's Headbangers, and it's on their label as well. Next, Bathory. Needs no introduction, needs no outro. You all know what this is. This is my second copy. I have, I guess, like the Black Goat copy, and now I have the Yellow Goat copy. So, awesome there. Hemdale double CD, Can You Smell the Stench? I believe this is a full discography. I also got this from Hell's Headbangers. Love this band. Glad I have the split with Exhumed. I know this is going to be great, so I'm really excited. Next we have Sanguisugabog, assuming you pronounce that correctly, album Tortured Whole. Of the big 4 of new death metal bands, they're definitely my favorite. They're the first one I discovered. If you include 200 Stab Wounds, Frozen Soul, and I forget what the 4th one is, but you all know it's, I can't think of it right now, but I have one of their albums as well. Tomb Mold, that's the one. This is definitely my favorite. This is the band I heard first. I think this is still with their original singer, but I definitely like this in most of the top 4. Next we'll have a band I cannot pronounce, but it's essentially Fintroll Worship. I believe it's pronounced Korpiklani, I believe from Finland. Essentially, if you've ever heard Fintroll, this is essentially the same band. They even look the same on the back. I don't know if you've ever seen what Fintroll looks like, but basically looks the same. Another classic here, Sinister, Across the Sticks. Another album, debut album that I'm just very slow to getting to. I just picked this up fairly recently. Listened to it, loved it, it's great. I don't own the LP, but I definitely want to. Next is the newest EP by the band Spider. Enter the Gates of Hell. I'm not going to say the word that's in there just for YouTube's sake, not because I care, but yeah, Enter the Gates of Hell. Great EP. Spider's a great band. I have their full length as well. Saw them once with Goat Whore last year. They're great. Definitely go see them if you can. Next, one of my favorite EPs of the 90s, Diesel Flesh, Gradually Melted. The only thing I don't like about this album has nothing to do with the album itself, but the fact that they've gone through 3 different covers for whatever reason. This one's fine, I guess. It doesn't really look like someone's being gradually melted, but the first album cover is the best. Really wish they didn't get rid of it, but they did, so whatever, at least I own it. Alright, next is an album called Satanic Zombie Hordes by the band Raid Massacre. And if you're not familiar, that's Jan Raidmaker. I believe he's not doing this with his brother. It looks like it's just him on this. But the guys from Mortician put this out through Red Rum, and I believe both Will and Roger actually are on this, and this is just a compilation disc. So I think this is just bass and vocals and drums. I don't think there's any guitar on this. I know his other works I think were similar. I have one more released by him. Pretty much just that. It's like not Mortician Worship, but it's in the same style, and if you like that kind of music, you definitely like this. And Jan seems like a super cool dude. Never met him, but I've heard interviews, and definitely worth picking up if you like really raw, brutal death metal. Then the opposite spectrum, we have Vlad Tempest, Belkatir Split. Pretty much as raw black metal as you're going to get. Something I wanted to pick up because I always hear people talk about how much Vlad Tempest sucks, you know, and I'm like, well, hey, if they do, I might as well give them a shot, and I don't think this one was too bad. So this is the March of the Black Holocaust split. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely think it's worth checking out. Can't always listen to brutal death metal. So next is Devian, Nine-Winged Serpent. I forget exactly who recommended this, but I picked it up and I haven't listened to it yet. So if I like it, I'll let you know. And as you can see here, we have a very consistent trend, a lot of classic albums, classic bands, so Autopsy, Severed Survival. I picked up the CD recently, and I picked up the LP a little bit before. It has the alternative artwork on it, you know, the guy who kind of looks like Frank from the first Hellraiser being ripped apart. That's the artwork I have on the LP, and then I have, you know, the surgeons in the circle on the CD. So it's kind of cool to have both versions. Second to last, we have Sacred Rite Ignorance. Sorry, I can't say it, I guess, but definitely worth listening to, even though I can't pronounce it. Again, another classic album, another thing I probably should have checked out 15 years ago, but you know what? Better late than never. And last, we have a double EP, something that was really hard to find for a long time, and I'm so glad that Dark Descent Records repressed it. I think it's available through Hell's Headbangers. It was through Nuclear War Now. They might have sold out, but I bought it directly from the label, and that is Depravity. This is Finnish death metal, more of like, kind of like, I guess, a Death Doom vibe, even though I'm not a big fan, but really, really good death metal. Usually not a country that I expect good death metal from the 90s, I believe, yeah, 92 and 93, two different EPs on one. I have the CD and LP, and if you can get a chance to grab this, definitely worth it. So that's it for my cartoons, but I'll probably make this a more regular video if people like it, and it'll just be uploaded sporadically. So let me know what albums you think maybe I should listen to next based on what I've shown here, and some of the albums that maybe you're familiar with, or hey, maybe that you're not familiar with. Go check them out, tell me what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.